Hello everyone, it's Tina back here in Life in the Piedmont. I am back in my kitchen. You're probably thinking, she's in the kitchen all the time. Well, be honest, it's that time of the year where you're harvesting or you're supplementing stuff to preserve for the winter. And so I am in my kitchen a lot of the time. It seems like every time I get it cleaned up, I'm back in there. Can you relate at all? So anyhow, I am joining in a little collaboration with some of the other gals on here. They're looking for extra people, so I said, hey, I'll jump in and do it. And we are going to be talking about all things zucchini, right? Because we know we all have an abundance of it this time of the year, and we don't know what to do with it. So first, let me talk about who is in this collaboration. And you can go check out their channels. So we have LeAnne at the Mennonite Farmhouse, Renee at Pike Creek Farm, Michelle at the Big Valley Living, and Angela, the Inquisitive Housewife. Now, I'm pretty sure there's some more people that are doing it. I just don't know, but those are the main people that I know, and had told one of them that I would be happy to jump in and post a video. So let's get back to the zucchini. How many of you have so much zucchini you just don't know what to do with it? Well, today I am gonna take zucchini and I am gonna turn it into some delicious biscuits to go with our dinner tonight. And I'll show you other ways that I will implement my zucchini into dinner. So certain people in the house don't know there's zucchini in food. Shh, that'd be my husband. Anybody have a husband that's a picky eater? I do, but that's okay. So we are going to get started here. All right, before we get started making our biscuits, let me go over the ingredients you're gonna need. You're gonna need a cup of cheddar cheese shredded. You're gonna need a zucchini shredded. You're gonna need some baking soda, baking powder, and you're gonna need buttermilk. I did not have buttermilk, so I just had some milk and I put a little vinegar in there, and it has to be at room temperature. You're gonna need 2 cups of flour, and you're gonna need a half a cup of butter. And over here, sorry, I got some fresh parsley I just went out and picked. So those are the things that you're gonna need to start with this. 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and a half a cup of unsalted butter, cold and cubed, which I have my cold butter here. We're gonna cube it up and get it ready to put in. Once you have your butter, just cut it up into cubes. It's going to take 1 stick of butter, and we are going to throw that all in here. And you're going to cut the butter in. You can use a fork or a pastry cutter, whatever you have on hand in your house. I used to have a pastry cutter, and gosh knows what I ever did with it. So we're going to just cut this in and get this ready for the next steps. So in my bowl here, I have gone ahead and I have put in 2 cups of all-purpose flour and 2 teaspoons of baking powder and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And I have a half a cup of unsalted butter that is cold and cubed, and I've cut in with my fork. Okay, you're gonna combine all this up. Once you have the dry ingredients together, you're gonna come in with your 1 cup of cheddar cheese. I say you can never have too much cheese, so 1 cup of cheddar cheese. This talks about a half a cup of zucchini. I'm gonna put in a little extra because that doesn't hurt either. And then I'm gonna pour in the buttermilk, and we're gonna combine all of this together until all the ingredients are combined in here and they're wet. You don't want to have any dry flour in here or anything like that. So we're gonna just combine it, and sometimes it's just easier to get your hands in there and fold it over like this and combine. You can add a little extra milk if you need to. This is a little wet, maybe not as much. And I have already preheated my oven to 400. And we are gonna bake them on a cookie sheet for about 10 minutes once they are done. Now, they said to scoop with a cookie cutter. I don't have one of those big, huge cookie cutters, so I think what I'm gonna do is just form them to the size that I want. I do have my biscuit cutter out here, so I think we're good. I think most of this is sticking. I don't think it's bad. And look, you can't even tell that there's zucchini in there, can you? I think that's a great. And I have all this left over, and I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do with that when we're done with the biscuits and why those are baking up. So over here, I have some parchment paper and my cookie sheet already lined here. And I am going to just keep that in here. I'm gonna place all of this on top of my, move my camera back for you folks so you can see better. I'm so sorry. There. So I've taken the dough out of my bowl, and I have this on my cookie sheet, and we are just going to kind of form it into a ball. And I'm gonna come in with my biscuit cutter, go up, maybe a little thick, but that's okay. Push straight down and then come straight back up. Don't twist it or anything, because you won't be able to get the height that you want. So, and we'll just keep doing this until I get everything filled up with our biscuits. Super easy. But I forgot to mention too, you will need to have some melted butter. So I am just gonna come in here with the melted butter, and I'm just gonna brush it on top of each biscuit, just like so. And we're gonna get ready and put these in the oven to bake for 10 minutes. All right, friends, so here's what I'm gonna do. I thought to myself, well, I didn't get this done last night, but since I have the zucchini shredded and everything, this is gonna be our dinner tonight. I try to stay away from as much bread type of stuff, but we're gonna use the biscuits tonight as well. I've got 1 pound of ground beef, and because 1 egg we'll put in, and I'm gonna take about a handful of the zucchini that I shredded. We're gonna add that in there. I have some onion powder. I buy this all at the bulk stores in Lancaster. I'm gonna add a little bit of red pepper flakes, because why not? Or more than I should have, probably. We are gonna do some pepper. We are going to do some garlic powder. And then I'm gonna use some dehydrated basil in here. Okay. And then from that, we're gonna add in some breadcrumbs in here. These are a mixture of homemade breadcrumbs and some Italian seasoned breadcrumbs. And we'll just get our, the best thing to do is really use your hands. We're gonna get in there and we're gonna combine all this together. That simple. I'll mix it all in, including the zucchini, because my homemade sauce is gonna go on top of this. You'll never know. So I use zucchini in a lot of different things to just kind of sneak it in there. I put it in pasta sauce, I put it in soups, I put it in ground beef, chicken, whatever I can, because it eventually kind of cooks and it just doesn't know. So let me just show you what it looks like. So everything's mixed together. There we go. Some meatballs. And now I'm just gonna form them into balls. And top it with marinara sauce. And then I've got mozzarella cheese, and because I'm out of Parmesan, I didn't realize that when I went to the store. And we'll cook these, and just before they're finished, I'll slice up the mozzarella and put it down on top of this with the sauce and bake it until everything's melted and heated. And this is where I'm gonna use my, you don't have to use a cookie cutter, but if you want everything to look. Here we go. And there's our meatballs. That simple. We're just gonna put them in here because I didn't pull out a baking dish. And that is another trick to using up the zucchini. Another way that I do zucchini too, if I don't have time for it, like, here, let me just show you where I'm at. I have a bunch left over that I shredded. I'm actually gonna take that and I will put it in Ziploc bags in the freezer. So when I wanna make the biscuits again, or add as a filler in soup and sneak it into any other recipe that I'm doing, I'll be able to do that with zero problem. I'll be back when the biscuits are done. All right, hot out of the oven. I'm gonna test them a little bit. I probably could put them back in for another few minutes, but then with your melted butter, like I have here, you're gonna brush, and I have parsley chopped up in here, and you're gonna brush them, get some of that fresh parsley on here. And if it doesn't brush okay for you, that's okay. You just wanna give it another brush on top. Why? The biscuits are still hot, so then that way, gives it some extra flavor. Melted butter and fresh parsley out of the garden. I don't think you can go wrong, but you know, I'm glad they are just gorgeous. So I don't want to cut into that one. I am going to cut into this one. Taste test. Let's see. Brushing the butter makes it really buttery and flaky. Very good. Absolutely, I will do these again. I can't wait for dinner. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to check out the rest of the channels. I will link everything in the description along with the recipe. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching and taking the time out of your day to spend with me. Be blessed, everybody, and we will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.